SpongeBob creators has referred to gambling a lot of times now, in episodes like The Crane, Welcome to the Chum Bucket, and The Card, even in movies like Sponge on the Run. They are literally pulling up in the casino and starts playing roulette, which is kind of crazy for a kid's TV show in my opinion. Anyways, for now I only want to talk about the 3 episodes that I mentioned, starting with the Crane episode.
Lose.
Need some change?
No.
Why?
Because I'm all out of money!
The episode starts with a normal day at work when a shipment arrives to the Krusty Krab. Nobody knows what's in there except for Mr. Krabs. Then he shows it to the workers, and yeah, it is the Crane. SpongeBob seems very interested about it, while Squidward doesn't really give a damn about the machine. So Mr. Krabs decides to give him 25 cents to try it. It's basically a free spin that every casino owner offers for the people to make them addicted. So Squidward is going to try the machine for the first time, but he didn't manage to get anything.
You lose.
And he's already getting so mad about it. And when SpongeBob tries the machine, he is winning by an instant. I already feel bad for Squidward, to be honest. After that, Squidward decides to go back to work. But just look what is happening. SpongeBob is winning multiple toys in a row, while Squidward is nearly dying. Then Mr. Krabs shows up to give change for every dollar that Squidward has.
There you are.
And this is the part when the addiction kicks in, Squidward mindlessly following his losing streaks. And for some reason he didn't manage to get a single toy, which makes the episode even funnier. After that, Squidward all out of money and Mr. Krabs is paying the workers. But it's not even payday and Squidward gets his payment in 25 cents. Like, this crab is just pure evil. If I had a boss like that, I would immediately ran away from him. From there on, Squidward keeps playing. It's been 6 hours now and he didn't manage to win. After that, he gets home, very depressed and still thinking about the machine. But then he gets the motivation to gamble even more. And he's immediately running towards the Krusty Krab. At the morning, SpongeBob arrives to work, and seeing Squidward desperately laying in front of the crane, he even lost his house.
What's this?
The deed to my house.
Okie dokie then. Carry on.
Okay, Squidward is literally cooked at this point, but here comes SpongeBob. He tells him the real secret on how to win. He's telling him that you have to close your eyes before even touching the machine, and you have to, feel it or something.
Be the crane, be the crane, be the crane.
And finally, Squidward wins a toy for the first time. Man, he became so proud of himself, he started showing this little bear to anyone. And people get annoyed about it. Later on, he even ruined a whole building in Bikini Bottom, but who cared? He had this cute, I don't know, what is it actually? All right, the next episode I am going to talk about is called Welcome to the Chum Bucket. The episode starts with a scene where Mr. Krabs tells SpongeBob he is going to play card game tonight with Plankton. And SpongeBob immediately responds like, OMG, he is your arch enemy. You shouldn't do that, Mr. Krabs. But he calms him. He don't have to worry because he's been playing this card game for 25 years with Plankton. And he is always winning. And it also might sound interesting for some of you, but Mr. Krabs and Plankton grow up together. And back then they actually were best friends. But that's a whole different video. Well, the story doesn't tell what kind of card game is this, but it's not that important. The next day, Mr. Krabs reveals to SpongeBob that he lost and that since he bet SpongeBob's contract, he would have to give up SpongeBob to Plankton. Okay, I mean, betting your own employee just to play even more at a simple card game is kind of crazy in my opinion. I don't even understand why Mr. Krabs thought this is going to be a good idea. But this is not the first time he's being so evil to SpongeBob. There was an episode where Mr. Krabs literally sold SpongeBob's soul for 62 cents. And this shows how desperate Mr. Krabs can be for money. Not to mention SpongeBob would have been able to make so much more money. So I think we can all agree with the fact that Mr. Krabs is a complete idiot. Anyways, the episode continues at the Chum Bucket. Plankton cruelly orders SpongeBob to make him a Krabby Patty immediately, but he refuses to do anything. However, SpongeBob finds himself unable to work in the Chum Bucket's cold, laboratory-like kitchen and misses the Krusty Krab, as Mr. Krabs sadly regrets to losing the card game with Plankton and betting SpongeBob's contract in the first place. Meanwhile, Plankton notices SpongeBob's sadness and starts considering putting his brain in the robot. Karen warns him that this idea will never work and suggests to Plankton that he must show SpongeBob compassion and understanding. However, SpongeBob realizes the trick and starts making selfish demands, eventually refusing Plankton's orders. So he decided to put SpongeBob's brain into the robot, and that thing is also refused to do anything. And at the end of the episode, he decided to send back SpongeBob to the Krusty Krab. And Plankton also admits that he cheated in the card game.
You what?
So he even paid for Mr. Krabs. I still don't understand what went through Mr. Krabs' head when he was betting SpongeBob's contract. It would have been better if he's betting Squidward instead of SpongeBob. Okay, and the final episode is the card. If you have ever collected Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, or even Magic cards, you probably know that is not the best investing you can make. And buying these packs and hoping you open some crazy ultra rare card that is worth a ton of money is literally gambling. And this is what SpongeBob and Patrick did in this episode. At the beginning of the story, SpongeBob withdraws some money from the bank to buy the new Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy trading cards that are on sale. Then SpongeBob goes to the store and finds Patrick, who is checking out a counting book.
I'm counting. 3, 4. What's gonna happen next? 5? Holy super happy fun time!
SpongeBob buys a pack of cards and thinks they are valuable, but the clerk tells him that the cards are worthless compared to the super rare platinum card. SpongeBob asks the clerk if he could buy the one on display, but the clerk reveals that he can only find the cards by buying card packs. So SpongeBob starts buying all the packs, but soon runs out of money when there's only one pack left. Patrick gives up on the counting book and buys the last pack, which was revealed to have the rare card inside.
Mermaid Man says, buy more cards!
And while Patrick didn't have to drain his whole wallet for the rare card, he treats it like a simple piece of paper. I mean, I don't know who would use a paper to brush his teeth, but I think it's just normal Patrick behavior. So after Patrick got the card, SpongeBob follows Patrick home, determined to protect the card from Patrick's carelessness. When they get home, Patrick offers SpongeBob the opportunity to keep the card because he seems very fond of it. SpongeBob happily agrees, but Patrick asks to keep the card for the rest of the evening, which SpongeBob obliges. He uses the card for the dirtiest things possible. He's trying to open his house with it, and then to clean off the dirt from his grill. And now let's see this situation from SpongeBob's perspective. Who spent all his money just to get this single card, and then now his best friend Patrick literally holding it in his folds of fat. Bro, I mean, SpongeBob deserves a better best friend. After Patrick finishes making dinner, he uses the card as a plate, and it gets completely covered in melted cheese. When the sundown arrives, Patrick gives the card to SpongeBob, and it just turns into dust. SpongeBob begins crying and explains that the card was a very rare one. Patrick says he might be able to get another card someday, but SpongeBob says that he spent all his money and bought the last pack, which means that there are no more left in all of Bikini Bottom until the new shipment comes. Patrick then reveals that he has the remaining 4 copies of the card that were also in the pack he bought and gives the 4 other cards to SpongeBob. He could mention this earlier, but he's just being Patrick. And now we have come to the conclusion. All these 3 episodes perfectly represented the downsides of gambling. Well, I'm not sure if there's any good one except for crazy entertainment. And this is the problem. You know, your whole brain is swimming in dopamine, and you cannot make the right decision. Just like Squidward when he literally bet his own house just to win a toy. Mr. Krabs when he bet his own hard-working employee, and SpongeBob when he withdrawed his life savings from the bank, just opened the rarest Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy card. Okay, I kind of exaggerated this part, but I just want you guys to stay away from any sort of gambling. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one.
Do you have a gambling problem?
No, I enjoy it. It's a hobby. If I had a problem, I'd be starving. I'd be hawking this watch. My championship rings, I would sell my house. I would do this. My wife would left me, or she'd be starving, or my kids would be starving. I do not have a problem. I enjoy gambling. Soon, whenever I walk away from this game, I think that's the only thing that people are going to say was a bad thing about Michael Jordan.
Could soon be after this year?
Could be.